Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Cherie and Yolanda Show. We're here celebrating our 6th and final year. We've still got some more shows left, so stay tuned. And tonight's show is a very special show. Unfortunately, Yolanda can't be with us. Her car broke down. Finally, it broke down. She won't make it. It died for good. She's stuck in New York, but she promises to get here as soon as she can. She's got her guitar, so I'm sure she's out there in the subways trying to earn money any way she can. And we know she can earn money in a lot of different ways, don't we? So I'm sure we'll see her soon. But until then, I'm here by myself. And on tonight's show, we have some very special guests. Yes, joining me tonight, we have two very honorable men. I don't know how they came on my show, but they're here. Peter Clavelle, the mayor of Burlington, and Dan Stewart, the mayor of Plattsburgh, New York, are in the studio tonight, live on our show. And also, Tom Crowley is with us from the Pride Vermont Committee for an update on what's going to happen in 2002. And we're going to have all the details on that coming up shortly. So, it's going to be a fun show, folks. And as I mentioned, this is our 6th and final year here on Adelphia Cable for the Cherie and Yolanda Show. And we are going to be continuing into the fall. I will be heading off to Houston for 10 days in September to go visit my little niece Nora out there. I'm going to help take care of her while her mother goes away to Costa Rica on business. Do you think 2's too young to have her ears pierced? I don't know. We'll find out. I'll update you. But after that, I'll be back because I have lots of packing to do because I can only take so much in a U-Haul. As I'm sure all those lesbians out there know. So I'll be back again, and looking for a departure date sometime around the first part of November. But until then, I'm here doing the show that I do best, the Cherie and Yolanda Show. So, to get things rolling, let's bring out those honorable men, both of them, Peter Clavelle and Dan Stewart. Welcome. Come on over here, boys.
Good evening.
Good evening. Finally, after all these years.
It's so nice to be with you.
Is it?
Here goes my political career, but what the heck?
No.
Been a lot of fun.
Come on
Am I doing
now.
this right?
Come on
I think
now.
I got it.
Speaking of political careers, before we get started, I just want to mention, last year, Barbara Snelling was on this show, and she was the only Republican that won in Chittenden County in the Senate race.
That is
true. She was the only Republican that won in.
So you have clout.
I have clout, yes. And I spoke to Barbara's son earlier tonight, because Barbara had another stroke, and she is recovering very well. She's getting around now with a walker, and they anticipate a full recovery. So, our prayers go out to Barbara for speedy recovery, and maybe she'll even be back on our show.
I wish her well. I hope she's watching tonight.
I hope she is
Barbara.
too. She had a great time when she was on the show. We had a lot of people call in, and like I said, she was the only Republican that won.
He's a Republican that won over here.
I know, but he wasn't on our show until now.
Until now. I've heard so much about this show that
I'm sure you have. You're just across this pond here.
Yeah, and Peter called me tonight at 5 o'clock, and he said,
Oh, yeah?
Dan?
Yeah?
Yeah. Come on over.
On
Come on across the pond.
I said, yeah, okay, I'll go over.
Just hop the ferry over and get right over here.
Yeah.
A little ferry ride.
Hopped a ferry and came over here? Well, I've taken the ferry over to your town, too.
I bet you have.
Several times.
Oh, my.
Yes, it's a little club over in your town, Blair's.
No, Backstreet.
Backstreet. It was Blair's when I first played there, and now Backstreet.
Yes. You're dating yourself.
Well, I have to. No one else will.
Yeah.
One of the reasons I'm leaving town, by the way. No.
I can't believe that you're leaving town.
You can't believe that?
Burlington will not be the same with you and Yolanda gone. It will,
Yeah, that's very sweet to
we
say.
will probably lose our designation as the Queen City.
Yeah. Yeah. Imagine
You
that.
probably will.
Maybe Plattsburgh will now go for that mantle. I don't know. What do you think, Mayor?
I really don't think we're ready for that over in Plattsburgh.
You got a bunch of drag queens over there.
Yeah, I know. I've seen a few.
I've seen a few over there, too.
Yeah. Not as rampant as in Vermont, though. It's
Rampant. Rampant?
Get the dictionary.
Where's the thesaurus here, you know? It's like, although, I must admit, I was really the first one in Burlington. I kind of got it
You
all
were the
started
original?
here. The original, yeah.
really?
Before I was here, there weren't any
And
that
you-
I know of.
And you arrived in Burlington when?
12 years ago.
12 years ago.
12 years ago.
And you're
Mhm.
leaving us.
I'm
To
leaving
Houston?
Houston, Texas.
Boy,
Yeah.
it's not like that Vermont clean air down in Houston.
No, it isn't. But there's no snow either.
You think you'll have your own TV show down there? Think they'll allow you on public access with your own TV show?
She'll probably have to catfight her way in.
I think I'll have my own TV show eventually.
Well, if you need references, Dan,
They
and I
need
will,
me. They
we'll
need
be
me
there
down
for you.
there.
Yeah,
They
we'll
need
be
me
there for
down
you.
there,
You bet they
know.
need
We'll come
you.
down and do a
You
guest
bet they
appearance for
need
you.
you down there.
Yeah, North Country support, all for
Oh, that's really
Right.
sweet.
you. All right, Peter? Little road
That's
trip.
right. I mean, Dan's got some connections to the Texas politicians. You know, I'm not connected to
Yeah,
that
yeah.
crowd, but
Yeah?
you know, he hangs out in the White House with George Bush. You know, he knows these folks.
GW? You know
GW.
GW?
Yeah.
And Laura?
Yeah.
Not as well.
Not as well.
No great loss. She's no Barbara
She's a nice one.
Bush or Snelling.
She's a nice one.
She's nice.
Yeah,
she's
she's
nice.
very
I'm sure she's smarter than GW.
We hope so. We hope
I
so.
hope so. Barbara was smarter than George.
You think it's
Barbara wrote books. Even her dog wrote a book.
Millie?
Yeah, Millie wrote a book.
Yeah.
The dog.
GW can't even read a book. I read a quote from him in U.S. News and World Report. It said, "The good thing about books is sometimes they have lots of pictures." Yeah, that's scary.
Is this Junior or the old man?
Junior.
Junior.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's a piece of work, huh?
Maybe I should run for higher office.
I think you should, absolutely. In Texas, of course.
Oh, because Ann Richards isn't governor anymore.
That's right.
I don't know if you can do that in Texas.
Do
It's-
what?
It's not as open down there as it is
It
in
will
Vermont.
be.
What?
It will be.
I
Come
went
on
down there a few
now.
times last year, and it didn't seem as though it was such an open society as Vermont offers.
Were you
What?
in Houston?
Austin.
Austin. Well, Austin's
Yeah.
pretty open.
And San Antonio.
Okay. Well, I've been to Austin. Cherie has been to Austin.
Yeah.
I was at the University of Texas in Austin, and I presented the trophies at the end of the speech debate.
As Cherie?
As Cherie Tartt, yes.
Is that right?
Yes,
So
I
you're
was a
just
big
You're
hit.
a national star.
I was a big hit. They loved me there.
Wow.
But of course, you know, speech and debate people, you know, what are the percentages? Future orators of America, you know. But I had fun.
I bet you did.
Yes, I had a lot of fun. And you had fun last weekend, didn't you?
Yes.
You were up across the border in Montreal.
Yes.
Every weekend.
Every
No,
weekend you
I
go to? You
should
don't go to
say.
Montreal
Yeah,
every
pretty
weekend.
much, yeah. My
You
partner
do?
lives in Montreal.
Oh,
so,
yeah?
Yeah.
Oh,
So I
nice.
go up on the weekends, but sometimes I go up, come back, because I have events in Plattsburgh.
Up and down, up and down, up and down.
That's right.
But
So you
yeah,
have a keen interest in foreign affairs.
yes,
Okay.
that's a good way of putting it.
Yes, it is a good
Yeah,
way of
so they
putting
had
it.
the Gay
That's why I
Pride
said
Parade.
it.
Yeah, they had the Gay Pride Parade, and I went up with Mayor Bork and
Mhm.
waved
Last
at
weekend
everyone.
was the gay?
Yeah, yeah,
Yes,
Sunday.
it was. Yeah, it was big.
I don't imagine it's as big as Burlington's parade, is it?
It might have been a little bit bigger. I think
I
they
thought it was a
estimated
little bit
somewhere around
bigger.
800,000 people.
800,000 people. That's a
Yeah.
lot of people.
That's a lot of people.
It'd take me a while to work a crowd that big.
There were a few
You'd be busy.
people up there dressed to,
Not as nice as I am.
Oh no.
Oh, maybe there were a few dressed as nice as I was.
You
A
didn't go?
few. I didn't go.
No?
I didn't go.
You're not international?
No?
I'm not into
You're a stateside girl?
I've been across the border.
Have you?
I've been to Montreal.
Are you
Couple places.
bilingual?
Yes.
Yes?
Yes, I am. French.
Let's practice a little of your French, Dan. Let's see how bilingual
Practice
Cherie
French.
is.
Qu'est-ce que tu fais aujourd'hui? Ça me fait plaisir d'être ici avec vous ce
Enchantée.
soir.
Very good.
Oh, I know one. Voulez-vous coucher?
Oh, no. That's the Moulin Rouge,
I know, but your boyfriend's not going to see it. We're not broadcasting Montreal.
Trust me, he'll get a copy.
Oh, how about this one? Voulez-vous crochet avec moi?
Crochet avec moi, that's better.
I got the knitting needles back in the car.
Yeah? Oh, you can be in the gay Olympics. Speed crocheting.
Speed crocheting?
Yeah, that'd be
Is that something in the gay Olympics?
That was a
Can
joke.
be.
I just made it
You know,
up.
I thought they should have drag racing in the gay Olympics. Be handicapped by the size of your heel.
Now,
The only thing is, you know, like Church Street is rough on heels, you know.
Those bricks?
Those
Yeah.
bricks, you know. It's really hard on the high heels. You get caught in those things and it's like, you can go down.
See, I stick with the cat sneakers. I've never healed it. I've never.
Wow.
You like that?
Look at these sneakers. Look how big they are.
yeah.
How big are they?
11.
11.
Yeah. Don't go there.
Now, does
You know-
anybody listen to this show?
Nobody listens.
Is it? What's the size of your audience this evening? Do you imagine? What is the
How many people
Arbitron
get
ratings
cable?
tell you? Yeah. What?
Do you have a good audience?
We have a
You
great
must.
audience.
Yeah?
We have a great audience.
Well, there's so you can tell with all the phone calls coming in.
Oh yeah,
Dan?
they're ringing off the hooks back there. Cherie's just bringing Cherie's in the house, you know.
Yeah. Okay, now,
Sorry to get you all the way over here for an audience of three.
oh my goodness.
It's
So,
okay.
you know, there's
it's okay.
a question
No,
I
no,
do
no,
have,
no, no.
since I got you both in the same room, I have to ask you this
Yeah.
question, okay? Which one of you has the bigger
Budget?
city?
Peter.
You have the bigger city?
Yeah.
Really?
Well, it depends how you measure it.
It always depends how you measure it. And how do you measure it?
The number of people.
Number of people, okay.
Right.
And how do you measure it?
I read the census.
All those tiny numbers,
Yeah.
and you can make sense of them?
Yeah. What is your population in Burlington?
It's-
40 something?
It's about 40,000. It depends.
So Plattsburgh's half the size.
You know, they had 900 people that they had located in the census in that traffic island that you came by. when-
I
by
read
the
about that,
interstate.
yeah.
But if we count those, it's about 41,000. But
Okay.
without those, we're just below
All right.
40,000.
All right.
So
Now, is that still with some leftover people from the Fish concert in Plattsburgh that we sent over on buses? I remember they were sleeping in the marketplace for weeks.
They were?
Oh, yeah. All the fish heads came back over here.
that was Plattsburgh's homeless population.
Yeah.
We sent them over to Burlington
Yeah.
for the summer. Thanks a
Yeah,
lot,
yeah.
Dan.
Oh,
That
no
was a
problem.
good idea.
Anything to help the aesthetics
We once
of the
had a local
marketplace.
business person that launched this initiative called Westward Ho. And,
Oh, yes.
You've got the
remember.
Eastward Ho.
Eastward
huh?
Ho.
Here. You need a place to stay? Here's
Throw 'em
a
right on the
one-way
ferry
ferry
boat,
ticket.
throw 'em right on the
Head over
ferry
to
boat
Burlington.
and
They'll take good
send 'em
care
back.
of you.
When it's full, you just
Push it right
push
on.
them across the
Push
lake.
them across the lake. They come into Burlington, and it's a very free city over here,
It
from what we
is.
see on TV.
Well, yeah.
It's the state is very,
Actually,
progressive.
Mhm.
we're building strong bonds between the communities of Plattsburgh and Burlington.
Mhm.
And how so?
Well, we've created this little project called the Triangle of Excellence.
Triomphe d'excellence.
Yeah, right.
I
And-
love it when you say that.
And the 3
And what does
points
that
of the
mean?
triangle are Plattsburgh, Burlington, and St. John-sur-Richelieu. And these are 3 communities that a couple hundred years ago had a great deal in common, and there was much exchange, economic, social, cultural exchange taking
Wars.
place at
Oh.
the time. There was wars between, absolutely.
When was that? 1812?
1812.
Yeah.
Yes, when we beat
Was
the
a
British
war.
back.
Yeah.
Right
That's how
back
they
to
did it?
Quebec. Oh yeah.
But now we're,
The Battle of Plattsburgh.
we're building on those long-standing ties, and I think there's great economic opportunity. Among other things, bicycling around the lake, spectacular opportunities. But the lake, it's got to connect us rather than be that barrier.
That was just like James Kirk.
You know,
Well,
as
How could it be a
Fire.
barrier if you could see across it?
That was a James Kirk move. That was good.
as the seagull flies, it's only 12 miles.
It's
but,
only a 7-minute flight on one of those little
yeah.
planes.
It's a lot longer by ferry boat.
Yeah, but you know what? The ferry boat is such a nice ride. It really is. I really like the ferry system.
Yeah.
I like the ferry system too because I'm part of it. What are we talking about?
The boat.
The boat. Oh, the boat.
It's a good tourism attraction, too.
It is.
Yeah.
It is. It
So
is.
Dan took the long ferry over tonight. He took the hour ride so
Oh,
he
no.
could have plenty of
No?
time to clear his head, knowing that he was coming on this show 20 minutes wouldn't
I've
do
been
it.
scared to death since 5 o'clock when Peter called me. I said, what am I doing?
Oh.
But
no.
now I feel more at ease because I see that you're a nice person.
Yes.
Good thing Yolanda's not here, huh?
Good thing.
Yeah.
You'd be in trouble?
Good thing.
You wait till Yolanda hears you had a two for tonight. 2 for the price of 1
Two
mayors,
mayors for the price of
wow.
one. I know. I
Oh,
know.
boy.
So is this an election year for you next
Yes, it
this
is.
year?
Yeah, November.
In November?
Mhm.
Yeah. You going to run again?
Yeah, I'm running. The Democrats actually haven't put anybody up against me. They passed the deadline, so there'll
Oh,
be
yeah?
no Democratic
No
opponent.
Democratic opponent.
No.
Can you imagine? Unopposed.
But
Oh.
it's nice. The terms are 2 years. And what are your terms?
They have been 2. The next election cycle are going to be 3.
Yeah, and that's what we're going to shoot for. We're going to have a referendum this year to go to 3.
Really?
Oh, okay.
Because 2 years is just
Yeah.
too short.
Mhm.
I mean, by the time you get in and get settled and you start to have some of your ideas coming forward, you're suddenly back in re-election mode, and it's just,
Ah.
it costs a lot of money to run for mayor.
I wouldn't know. I've never run for mayor.
How much in Plattsburgh?
I spent $40,000.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Wow.
How about you?
About the same.
Yeah.
Maybe a little more some elections, less others, but
Yeah.
it's been that range.
I think it was 38.9, something like that. that I
Yeah.
ended up spending.
And when's the next election for you?
There may not be another election,
You may not run again?
I'm giving a lot of thought as to what I'm going to do with
I've heard some
with
rumors.
my life, political, professional, personal.
I heard
Well,
some
this
rumors.
time slot will be open once I leave,
Right, yeah, well, I don't know.
Moving on
Much of a
up, moving
paycheck
on
that
up.
comes with this time
There's no
slot?
paycheck that comes with this.
Yeah, what rumors you
Moving on up,
hearing?
moving
Yeah,
on
moving
up.
on up.
Yeah,
Peter's moving on up.
what's the rumor?
I heard there's a bigger house in Vermont for Peter. I don't
A
know.
bigger house.
Figure out. Can't be the governor's mansion because there is none.
Yeah, that's right. There is no government.
Well, what
State
would you do,
house.
Peter? You've done a great job over here. You were mayor. Then you weren't
Mhm.
mayor because you did something very, I think,
Progressive.
positive and
Progressive.
progressive, which was domestic partnership.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no regrets. They gave me
Yeah.
2-year sabbatical,
Yeah.
which
Mhm.
I enjoyed.
Yeah. Then you came back. and-
Came back and, I've served now, though, for 6 terms as mayor.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
And you have to ask yourself, is it time to give someone else a
Right.
shot at this office?
Right.
Would the community benefit from some new ideas, new vision?
Are you grooming anybody along to maybe with new
There's a-
ideas but follow in your footsteps?
There's a
somewhat?
number of folks
Yeah.
within the...
No one you'd want to name, though.
Nah, I think that they need to step forward at their
Ah.
time.
A playing reporter here.
Right.
You are. You
You're
are.
good. You're good.
Mm-hmm.
No, but so I've got, I was just reelected in March, so I've got a year and a half to sort it through.
Oh,
But,
Congress.
no way. No
No
way.
way?
No how.
Too
No.
tough on the family?
I wouldn't want to take Bernie on for one, You only get 1 seat for the whole state.
Yeah.
That's true.
No, that's not. Of course, I wouldn't do that, but I'd have no interest in living in Washington.
Really?
I like.
Well, it's very
I like,
hot and humid there
I
in the
like
summer.
Vermont.
Just
I
like Vermont, hot and humid.
Yeah, this has been one.
It has been bad. There were a couple days this past week that it was actually hotter here than it was in Houston.
It is tough to imagine.
It's tough to imagine, but it's true.
But it was clean air.
Yeah, it was clean air, but it was very humid air.
Yeah, wait till,
You know-
wait till you get a 100-degree day down in Houston.
Extra
and you're
super hold
coughing and
Aquanet.
choking and
Extra super hold Aquanet can go
Really?
through a lot.
really, it
Yeah.
won't drop.
No, it won't.
Okay.
No, it won't.
What kind of stuff are you reading here?
Who, me?
Yeah, what's your reading material?
Well,
look
I
like?
was going to mention this later, but I'm going to mention it now.
Yeah,
It's a
just
great
curious,
magazine.
Yeah.
It's a magazine called Fluid. It's a British magazine.
I may regret
don't
asking
go-
this question.
Don't.
No. Actually, it was a very interesting little thing that someone pointed out, and it was like 10 things not to say to a drag queen.
Oh,
Ooh,
wow.
well,
And thankfully, you guys haven't said them
we haven't
yet.
said them yet. We should have read this before we came on the show.
I'll read them to you.
Yeah, give us a
in case
couple.
so you know what not to say to
You
a
know-
drag queen, in case the opportunity ever happens.
My mom has that exact same dress.
All right, dude, before I read these,
You be careful.
we have a
Are
phone
you-
call. We have a phone call before I read these things. So here's the phone call.
Hello.
Before I read this.
Hello.
Hi.
Hi. I have a question for Mayor Clavelle.
Sure.
Hi. I've heard a bunch of different conflicting reports on what's planned for the waterfront. Now, is that going to remain a park, or is that getting developed? I hear about movie theaters. I hear about multimodal stuff.
Well, you know, hang on, and if I don't answer your question fully, come back with the second half. But there's going to continue to be activity on the waterfront, and there will be some development activity. But the vision for the waterfront is that the land on the lakeside, if you can imagine the main street down through there, Lake Street, everything towards the lake, towards the west, that's park space is going to remain a park space and open space. In the land to the north, the so-called urban reserve, to the north of the Moran generating plant, there's about 42 acres there that was purchased by the people of Burlington about 12 years ago now. And that's going to remain, for now, open space, and maybe future generations will develop it, but it's not going to be developed at this time. But to the east of Lake Street, where there already is some building, that land is privately owned, and the owner of that land has brought forth a plan for mixed-use development that would include a hotel, a movie theater, a restaurant, a theater, a black box theater. So there's some development activity proposed for up against the escarpment. And where the Pease Green is located, where the tower used to be, that's proposed to be the site of a public market. You speak of Montreal, it would be like the Jean Talon market. It'd be functioning about 3 seasons of the year. Probably wouldn't work well in the winter, but spring, summer, and fall, there'd be a public market there. Where the Science Center was, the old ugly blue brick, blue box, well, that's going to be a new Science Center at that site. So there are some development activities. Most of them are geared towards public uses.
I would kill for a hotel on my waterfront.
Yeah.
I would. We're trying to develop the waterfront over there, trying to move the rail yards out. Many of the things Burlington went through years ago. And if I could get a hotel conference center or something like that, it'd be great.
The hotel that's being planned for that particular site as part of that project would be a small inn. I think it's like 30 rooms, but it fit right into the embankment. I don't know. What do you think of that vision, that plan?
Well,
I mean, this is a plan, frankly, which is not coming solely from the mayor of the city. We presented this plan after much discussion and debate to the people of Burlington now on 2 occasions. They first adopted a waterfront plan in 1990. Many of the activities that were proposed in 1990 have taken place. And a couple of years ago, we brought back a revised plan, which the people voted on once again. I don't know how long you've been around this area, but it wasn't too many years ago, and the waterfront was a wasteland.
I grew up in Burlington.
Yeah, okay. So you remember that. It's only 10, 15 years ago.
And it's beautiful now. And I guess that's my concern, because it is such a nice place to just go, see the lake, enjoy the Adirondack Mountains. It's quiet. You can just enjoy a beautiful day. And I agree, there should be some developments there, but I just hope that it doesn't become so developed that you lose that sense that you're in a beautiful outdoor park next to the lake, that you can sort of sit and just enjoy nature around you, that you don't start to feel like, oh my God, I'm smushed up against the edge of the lake here and there's all this stuff on the other side of me.
Yeah.
So I think that would be a shame.
Well, that's consistent with the vision, which is to have some development activity so there can be things happening on the waterfront 12 months of the year, but also to preserve the open space. Any land that's park space will remain park space. There certainly are no plans to develop any of that space.
Great.
So I think it's going to evolve. The development of the waterfront is I think it's going to occur over decades. It's going to be incremental.
Great. I have a quick question maybe not quick, for Cherie. I love your show. A lot of my friends really like your show too.
Thank you.
This may be a stupid question. It may be one of the questions not to ask a drag queen, but now from watching the show, I take it that your orientation's towards men, correct?
Yes.
So if you like other men, how does it work dressing as a woman? How does that work for you?
I have the same questions, and I'm gay, and I'm one.
Well, you know, I
What's up
figure
with
I
this?
will never get a chance to ask anybody because, except for maybe Cherie and Yolanda, because, you know, fortunately you guys have shared a lot with people to sort of educate us, so I hope I'm not prying, I hope I'm not being offensive, but
It's fine. You know,
I don't get it.
I love doing this, love being a drag queen because I love being on stage and performing, and I first got into it through my working in theater, and I love, you know, dressing up and being a fabulous creation. But as far as guys, let me tell you, most of the guys I meet just want to wear my dresses, you know. It's very, very disturbing. Especially if you don't find out until after you get them home. It's like they stretch out your clothes, they stretch out your heels, you know.
Now, is it true that like 90% of the drag queens are straight men?
I don't know about that.
I've heard rumors
I
that
don't know.
cross-dressing is
well,
90% straight
Cross-dressing.
men. Yeah.
Cross-dressing is mostly straight men.
Yeah.
But drag queens, performers, are mostly gay.
So, but if you go out on a date, you don't wear your dress.
Oh, no. I only do that when
Unless
I'm on.
it's a special occasion.
Unless it's a very special occasion, and there have been a couple of very special occasions where I've had to do that. But I got my reward because, as Cherie Tartt always says, we all get what we deserve in the end if we're lucky.
I won't
And on
touch
those
that one.
occasions, I was very lucky.
Well, thank you very much.
Oh, thank you for
We'll miss
calling.
you.
Thanks for watching.
Good
You're welcome.
questions. Thanks.
Bye-bye.
Yes, very good question.
Very good question.
Yeah.
Tell us what's, there's a lot going on in the Plattsburgh
Yeah, I
waterfront,
wanna hear about
Mayor.
this.
Yeah.
I like our waterfront because, you know, it's a good place for drag queens to perform during Gay Pride, you know,
Yeah.
all those
Yeah.
wide open
Yeah,
spaces.
yeah.
What about Plattsburgh?
Well,
Other than back streets, you know, which is not in the wide open spaces.
well, no, it's not.
At least not the basement
have
where
to
I
be-
was performing.
Yeah, the whole place has changed.
Mhm.
But Plattsburgh itself is really moving forward. You know, and the more we look at it, people have not had access to the water in the Plattsburgh area. So we have that huge rail yard we're trying to move. We now have a boat coming in that's leaving Burlington, the Ethan Allen 2 is coming to Plattsburgh, and you're getting a new boat in Burlington.
We
so
are?
I'll take Peter's
Yep.
hand-me-downs any day,
Yep.
as long as it's going to help the waterfront of Plattsburgh.
Mm.
And so we'll have a new cruise boat system. We're going to move those rail yards. So we have a new bike path we just put in along the old Air Force Base along the lake, and you know, Wilcox Dock, which is another stretch of land which is on the lake. We have beach stuff. I mean, it's really coming along. It's going to take 3 to 5 years to get this done, but when it's done, it'll become, I believe, a destination point rather than a pit stop. And I've said
Emphasis on pit. No.
no, I've said many times. I said in the Burlington Free Press after I was elected, I said, sometimes it seemed to me as though Plattsburgh was East Berlin and Burlington was West Berlin, and the lake was the wall. And Mr. Clavelle tear down that wall, and he
Right.
tore it down,
Yeah.
and he and the former mayor and Claude Bachon really started working on a triangle of excellence, and it's helped to really bring the you know, some connectivity together between our cities, and we can learn from each other.
And there's a lot of folks from
Yeah.
Burlington that are moving over to Plattsburgh.
we have
the housing.
absolutely.
there's
The
some
housing is much cheaper over there,
housing's cheaper,
and there's a
people
lot of
go
commuting.
back and forth.
Yeah,
Oh, they're real.
yeah,
Yeah.
Wow.
yeah. They just sold 109 houses on the former Air Force Base in a little over 3 weeks, I believe it was. And now they're going into phase 2 for another 125 houses, and then into phase 3 next year.
And what,
And
Goodness.
what's the price range for these houses?
59,000 to 89,000.
Wow.
Wow, that's
People
Yeah.
are scarfing them right up.
I
Yeah.
bet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You could even have like a Cherie Tartt summer home
In Plattsburgh?
in Plattsburgh.
Yeah.
Be still my
Because
heart.
we're not East Berlin. We're not East Berlin anymore. We're an up and coming city over there.
Wow,
And you know,
maybe
I was over there for your mayor's cup,
Mhm.
and I was really impressed with the celebration. I didn't experience the sailboat race, and I guess that's just an excuse
Right.
to celebrate.
To celebrate, yeah.
But the dancing in the streets, the music, just the whole scene,
Yeah.
it was wonderful.
Yeah, and what's amazing is the amount of Vermont plates and Quebec plates that we're seeing of people coming into our festivals now. And you know, you have your jazz festival. We have the Mayor's Cup. St. Jean has a balloon festival going on all this week
Right.
into next weekend. These are great things that we can all enjoy. You know, it's
Definitely.
just a little ferry ride away.
Yeah, and
Like so many things.
No, I do think, though, that, you know, Plattsburgh and Burlington or St. John, by ourselves, we will not be a, quote, destination. But
Mhm.
if we
Regional.
can connect
Yeah.
Definitely.
regionally and create this identity and this experience of the lake, the vineyards of Canada, the bicycling, different cities. I
definitely.
think
Yeah.
people would come from around the world.
Yeah.
We don't want too many.
Yeah, and you're
And
doing
those-
great on industry over here. You have the IBMs and
Yeah.
others, and
Mhm.
we make all the subway cars for New York City and Plattsburgh, the Acela high-speed
Nice.
trains, Pratt Whitney jet engine testing, all kinds of things.
And you have to know, you have to remember that this show is one of the few shows hosted by drag queens that's on television in the nation.
Really?
Is that right?
Yes, there
Wow.
aren't very many.
I thought there would be more. No, just
no,
a few.
there aren't very many. There's only a handful.
Hmm.
Only a handful. What's that saying? More than a handful is wasted. Unless you find some better place to put it. We have a phone call.
Hello,
Hi.
Cherie.
Hello?
Cherie, hi.
Hi?
Been watching your show for a few years now,
Uh-huh.
and thank you for educating everybody, and glad that you have two interesting people, as you do, on tonight.
Mm-hmm.
But I have to say that the one on the right-hand side of you is quite amazing.
This one?
And
Peter?
we are all pretty, we wish we were there with you, let's put it that way. So just keep it up.
Oh, I try to keep it up.
Are you behaving yourself, though?
Oh.
Well, maybe off camera.
Peter said it's just a ferry ride away, and it'll be fine.
Thank you for calling. Thank you very
You're
much.
welcome, and that is one fine specimen.
Peter, you're getting hit on tonight.
I don't think so. But, you never know.
Wow, you're a regular stud.
But I'm still trying to figure out the one on the right. Depends
On
what
my
your
right.
perspective is, though, huh? Oh,
My right?
Oh, jeez.
Ah.
Am I right?
Yeah.
You know,
Must
I
be
have
the
I
other
have
guy.
to say something. And this is just from my experience since being mayor and when I was a city councilor watching Burlington. You know, I was elected as an openly gay person, and of course I will work on gay issues at the state and national level. But to have friends outside the gay community that work for us is very important. And Peter, you know, this community, I'm sure, is very proud of the work that you do over here.
Well,
And I
thanks.
appreciate
Thanks.
too, the fact
Yeah.
that you stand up and, you know, and even coming on a show like this can sometimes be controversial to some people. But you know what? That's
Yeah.
life.
Yeah.
That's life.
Yeah.
Well, Barbara Snelling, we
She took a
saying
hit.
earlier, was
Yeah.
on it. She took great advancing the homosexual agenda. You
Oh,
know,
I know.
that videotapes of the show, they were
I know.
being
my
sold for
duty.
$20, right?
Yeah, oh my goodness, that was quite interesting. That whole
I remember that on Channel
brouhaha.
5. I was watching PTZ
Yeah.
that night.
And actually, that was
all-
even reported on CNN.
Really?
Yes, I mean, it even got
So
as
you
far
went
as CNN.
national.
Yeah.
Go, girl.
Wow.
I've also been on
Cherie in
Comedy
the
Central
house.
too.
Yeah.
Comedy Central.
Have you really?
Yeah, the
Yeah?
Daily Show.
Well, me too.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I was on Bill Maher, Politically Incorrect.
I haven't done that
Recently?
yet.
I wasn't on the show. He talked about me.
Yeah?
You
He said a
did.
really bad joke.
Oh, yeah?
Ah.
Oh, was it? You want to
Uh,
repeat it? This is
No, this is...
There's
no.
a lot of bad jokes are told on this show.
It's really not the right forum for
All
what he
right,
had
that's
said.
okay.
And Letterman took some shots at me too, I guess, through the Republican convention.
Oh.
Well, you are quite unique, I must say.
Mhm.
A gay Republican mayor from Plattsburgh. I mean, you put those all together and you get people shaking their heads saying, what's going on here? What's this about? And I think it says a lot about the people of Plattsburgh.
I think so too.
Yeah.
You know,
And I think it also says a lot about your skills and talents as mayor.
Well, you know, I think the people of Plattsburgh understood because I was a city councilor for 6 years, and they understood that my agenda is the agenda of the people of that city, and that includes a lot of people. And it's only natural I'll work on certain issues on the special interest side, but 90% of what I do, 95% of what I do is potholes, taxes, water rates, sewer
Right.
rates, you know, quality of life, business, you know, and I...
What LaGuardia say? There is no such thing as a gay pothole?
That's right. There is no such thing as a gay pothole.
We have another phone call.
Uh-oh.
Hello there.
Hey, this is a question for Peter.
Uh-huh.
What's up?
What's up?
That is Carol. I have a serious question.
Sure.
When is my grocery store opening downtown?
Your grocery store and my grocery store and the grocery store that will soon be serving the people of Burlington
This
will
show.
be opening this fall. The Onion River Cooperative Supermarket, to be called Central City market will be opening this fall. I can't give you the precise date. I'm hoping it's going to be October, but you know how these projects go. There's always a little slippage, but it'll be this fall, possibly early winter. But it's happening. I saw today that the parking lot was paved.
Yeah.
Good progress is being made.
Okay, if you say so.
Asphalt's down and the co-op's coming up.
Well, 2 weeks ago, Yolanda was up in town, and she performed at a little concert in the parking lot, the unpaved parking lot.
Right.
And that was to make people more aware of the...
Yeah, they're trying to get people in there to take a look at the place. No, this has been an interesting project. It's been at times a controversial project, but I have no regrets whatsoever. I think it's the right thing for the city to do, to have downtown a locally owned, locally operated grocery store owned by the people of this community. And it's taken us a little while to deliver. I've been working on this project for 15 years, but it's going to happen. I think it's going to be a great store.
So no
All
Shaws.
right.
No Shaws.
No Shaws.
No.
I like Shaws.
Thank
You know,
you.
thank you.
Thank you.
You know, that was part of the controversy because Shaw's did bring forth a proposal, but Shaw's wanted to plunk a big store on that site, a 55,000 square foot store, which wouldn't have fit. I mean, physically you could have fit it on, but it would have consumed the whole site, would have required underground parking that they were looking for subsidy from the city for. The store that size would have had more of an impact on the neighborhood. I don't think it ever would have got permits, and I think if Shaw's had been selected, we would still be in the planning process. It wouldn't be happening. And, you know, some sit back and say, well, we want one of these big box supermarkets. Well, this is not a big box site, and we're going to have a smaller store, but I think it's going to serve the needs of Burlington well. And it wasn't, this wasn't a politically correct decision. We want the co-op. It was, they came forth with a proposal that best matched the needs of the city and that site.
Well, they're going to have meat.
Yeah.
Pride guy's still over here.
Yeah.
I know. Well, I'm just thankful they're going to have meat there.
They will. Red meat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I'm a meat eater.
Yeah, Twinkies.
Twinkies? I don't
Yeah.
eat
You
Twinkies.
don't eat
Well, maybe
Twinkies?
I do.
So,
Depends on what kind of Twinkies
So-
we're talking about.
so you're here with a couple of politicians, just so we can work to preserve the drag queen vote.
Right.
What are a few things that we should never say to a drag
I'm
queen?
going to tell you that now.
Yeah, give me-
Before
give
you
us-
guys
give
leave,
us
I'm
some
gonna tell you
political
the
guidance.
10 things
You know-
not to say to a drag queen.
My mother.
Don't you dare. You're only saying that because you saw this article.
I
You
did
s-
not see
You
any.
saw what I was
I
going to
don't read British things.
You don't read British magazines like called
No.
Fluid, okay?
They have accents in them.
They do not. It's English.
Oh.
English. British. 10
If
things.
it theeth draggeth queeneth.
No.
Okay.
10 things not to say to a drag queen. There's a picture of Lily Savage, but I'm not going to show it to you. Okay. My mom has that exact same dress.
Yeah.
You should not say that, even though you were trying to
I
say
told
that.
you that.
But you read that.
I'm
You were
telling
looking
you,
over
this is
my
true.
my
Pretty-
fabulous sequin shoulder, and you saw that, and that's why you read
And
that.
he's younger and his eyes are much better than mine. I could never see that from here.
Second thing, gosh, you've got such big, lovely hands.
Oh.
Don't say that, okay? 3, bleaching your arm hair has really made a difference.
I'm okay so far.
4, I think lip syncing is really making a comeback. Well, I don't lip sync anymore. I sing
No,
for
you
real.
sing for real?
As the people at Backstreets will tell
You
you.
can hold a G or a D.
No, but I sing.
Okay.
It's up to my keyboard player what key I'm in. It doesn't matter to me. I'm just singing. Okay, 5, I think it's great that you don't care about how you look. Don't say that, okay? Especially not when my hairdresser is right here, too. 6, you
On
missed
camera 3.
you missed a bit shaving. Don't say that.
Oh my God.
7, that East German lady shot putter look is coming back this season. Speaking of Plattsburgh being East Berlin. 8, would you like to come over on Saturday? We need someone hefty to help us move the sofa. But Yolanda's in New York, so you can't say that anyway. She's a big girl. Okay, 9, don't worry, you'll be able to walk like a lady in those shoes someday.
Oh, yeah. Even down Church Street. even on the bricks.
And the 10th thing you don't say is, Dad, is that you?
Well,
So those are the 10 things not to say to a drag
thank
queen,
you.
okay?
We could use that advice.
You have that advice. We do have another phone call before you guys leave. Hello?
Hello?
Hi.
Hi, you guys rock. I think that's so cool that you
Me
guys
and my
are
new
on
co-host.
TV with those
Right.
guys. I watch Cherie and Yolanda a
Uh-huh.
lot, and I think that the mayors of the Queen cities to be
Mhm.
there just takes a lot of guts and a lot of appreciation for
Definitely, I
what's going on
think-
with these guys, and
Mhm.
I really think that's neat.
Where else but the North Country would you have a drag queen and two mayors on TV show at 10 o'clock at night
No.
fielding serious questions?
I
You know, this is
I
wonderful.
know. This is fantastic.
No, but seriously, you guys are making a big statement by being there with them, and that means a lot to them, I'm sure.
Mhm.
Don't you think, Cherie?
Yes, I think it's fantastic. It was really wonderful that they would come on my show, even though it is the most popular show
Oh, I
in
know
this
it is.
time slot.
Well, I'm sure it is, but I was turning the channel and I
Uh-huh.
saw these guys on the TV, and it just, you know, it made me feel good.
Yeah,
So
it is. It's.
Well, you know,
glad
this
to live in the Champlain Valley.
Mm-hmm.
What were you saying?
started, over a year ago, Peter. We've been talking about coming on to this
Right.
show. And we were just going to crash it one night, I guess.
Yeah.
And, but go ahead, finish what you were saying in Champlain Valley.
That's all. I just feel very proud to live in the Champlain Valley, and it's nice to see you guys there.
Thank you.
Mhm.
That's all I
Thanks.
have to say.
Thanks a lot.
Thanks a lot.
Good night.
Thank you. Good night, and thank you both.
Yeah, you were.
Both
So
Yeah.
we've been planning this for a year.
You had.
Yeah.
I know. I've been
Because
talking.
there was
We've
some
just been
show with
juggling
there was some
schedules, right.
controversial show that happened about some impregnation or something.
Oh, that was Yolanda.
Yolanda was spreading
Yolanda was
rumors.
rumors. That's why. That's why you guys
about
want to
getting
come
it on with the mayor. It wasn't clear as to what mayor
That's
it
which
was.
mayor it
That's right.
was. That's,
That's
right.
right. That's
And
right.
so we wanted to come on and set the record straight.
That's
Okay,
right.
what is-
Very straight.
Yeah.
What is
Very
the
straight.
record?
Very straight
Well-
for Peter.
What? We have another phone call? Okay. Saved by the phone call, maybe.
Not quite.
Hi.
Are you going to keep with tradition and spank one of your guests?
Peter, I'm in a re-election year.
I'm gonna go now.
I think Peter should be spanked.
So do
Well,
I.
we don't spank
We
people
have
on
another-
every show.
We also have another guest in the
Pride guy.
studio.
Right.
Pride guy's going to get spanked tonight.
You have a request. I want to see it.
All right, we better step aside for this.
Oh, yeah,
one.
we want
Right.
Pride
We
guy
have,
in.
we do have another guest coming up, but we don't always spank a guest, although, we try to, or at least I try to.
I thought you said thank a guest, spank a guest, huh? Gee.
Thanks, spank. Same thing, isn't it?
Oh, Cherie.
No, thank you guys for coming on the show.
Mayors
It
get
was
spanked every day
fabulous.
of the week.
They do,
Thank
because
you.
they're in politics.
Thanks,
Yeah.
Cherie.
Thank
We
you
love you,
guys.
Cherie. We're gonna miss you when you
Gonna
go to
miss
Houston.
me.
Yeah.
Well, I'll come back and do shows in
Hard to
both your
imagine.
cities. How about that?
Well, we'll just leave it over here for a little while longer.
Okay.
But I'm sure someday we'll be able to get it on the other side of the lake.
Oh, yes, you will. I'm sure you can get it on the other side of the lake. You can get it in Montreal.
I don't know what it is, but Dan, thanks for coming over.
Thank you both. Thank you both.
Okay.
Thank you. Thank you. Oh, well, that was a lot of fun. The mayors of Plattsburgh and Burlington. Dan Stewart of Plattsburgh, Peter Clavelle of Burlington, thank you both very much. Two honorable men. I don't know how they ended up on this show, but they did. And they survived. And we'll be right back with my next guest, Tom Crowley from the Pride Vermont Committee, after this brief intermission. Okay.
Well, I have to hop on that trip.
Just take those old records off the shelf. I sit and listen to 'em by myself. Today's music ain't got the same soul. I like that old time rock and roll. Don't try to take me to a disco. You'll never even get me out on the floor. In 10 minutes I'm
Hello. We're back. This is the Cherie and Yolanda show. I'm Cherie Tartt. Yolanda is stranded in New York City. Her car broke down for good this time, unfortunately. Not good for us, but she's down there with her guitar and her band, the Plastic Family, trying to make enough money to make it back up here to be on the show again. And we hope that's not too long. If you just joined in, we just had the mayors of Plattsburgh and Burlington as our guests in the first part of the show, and now joining me in the studio is Tom Crowley from the Pride Vermont Committee, talking about the upcoming events for Pride 2002. It's bigger and better than ever, and he's going to tell us why, because bigger is better, at least in my opinion. What do you have to say about that, Tom?
It's hard to top that one, Cherie. Cherie.
It's hard to top which one?
The mayors are leaving on that one.
Oh, well. No, 2002 is an anniversary.
Yeah, this is going to be a pretty big one this year. Pride started in Burlington, Vermont in 1983, and this coming June 2002 is our 20th anniversary.
Wow.
And as you all know, we have a lot to be proud of in Vermont. And we are going to do a national campaign, something to the effect of come to the state that really cares about you, and with all of our laws protecting gays, lesbians, transgendered and bisexuals, and of course our civil union law. So we're going to do a big celebration in Burlington. We're going to do it throughout the state. We'll continue with our 30 Days of Pride, but probably the biggest focus is going to be on Pride Week. And we'll probably do a number of events that week. And so one thing we are asking people, if you have some pictures, posters, or stories of past Pride, and we are looking for stories, not just pictures and programs. We would love to borrow them or hear your stories. You can get them to myself at my store in Burlington. I own Vermont Floral in Burlington. And or if you see any of the other people in the Pride committees, we really are looking to create some sort of a history event that week. We're not quite there yet, but we're starting. We've already started receiving things, so we are working on that.
Oh, fun!
So,
well, to help take things, all this is going to cost money, of course.
Of course.
Of course. All good things cost money, and I know this bigger and better Pride is going to cost a small fortune.
A small fortune.
A small fortune. And to help raise money, there's an event coming up that I'm going to mention right now. It's Pride Vermont and After Midnight are presenting a Love Boat Pride Cruise on Sunday, August 26th from 5 to 8 p.m., boarding at 4:30. And that's at the King Street Dock and leaving at 5 p.m. sharp. And it's hosted by Tara Soleil. Yeah.
She's another drag queen.
Another drag queen.
She's another drag
They're popping up all over. As soon as I heard I'm leaving town, it's like all of a sudden there's more than you can shake a stick at.
Coming out of the woodwork.
It's not that I mind.
It's going to be a fun cruise because we're doing kind of a 70s and 80s theme and the Love Boat music theme. And another special thing that is going on with the cruise is the tickets are $25, and we are raffling off a pair of civil union rings, $800 value, donated by After Midnight Jewelers, and each ticket comes with one raffle ticket for the civil union rings. So we thought the Love Boat couples who might want to go, and people who might win might get a pair of civil union rings. And all of the proceeds, almost all of the entertainment, the food, and everything is getting donated. Even the ferry company gave us a very nice donation towards Pride Vermont. And this is our first big fundraiser, and like you say, it's going to take a lot of money to produce. There's a lot that goes into producing this event, and so.
Well, that's fantastic. And just so people know, tickets are available at Peace and Justice After Midnight at the University Mall, or online at www.pridevermont.org. So great, that's fantastic.
Yeah. And then one more thing.
Of course.
Because this is going to be a large event, we are looking for people who are interested in helping out with it. And August 28th at the McClure Center in Burlington at 7 o'clock is our first annual meeting. We'll be having some elections, and and some planning ideas. But even if you can donate just a little bit of your talent, whatever it may be, we are looking for people to help us on the committee. The meetings are the second and fourth Tuesday of every month. Every month, all the way till June. So there are a lot of meetings, but it takes a lot of meetings to organize such a large event.
So August 28th, Tuesday.
2 days after the cruise.
2 days after the boat cruise, and also August 28th will be our next live show here of the Cherie Yolanda show. So that's another thing, another reason to get done with that meeting early so you can watch the most popular show on television.
Most popular show. Yeah. Will you be able to come to our 20th anniversary?
I might just be able to come back. It all depends.
June 15th, 2000.
June 15th.
2002. It's Father's Day weekend.
Father's Day weekend. Maybe
Daddy's Day.
Maybe I'll find a daddy.
You never know.
That could be very interesting.
You never know.
You never know.
Yeah, yeah.
Yes, my heart belongs to Daddy if I had one. Well, thank you for updating us on this, and you're welcome to sit here. I have a few things I want to run through here. I have some video clips, folks, because it's Cherie's choice, you know. I like to do that once in a while. This first clip is from a movie called Heaven's a Drag. And this is the opening song from the movie, and this really caught my interest because it's one of my favorite singers singing this song. So catch this song, and I'll tell you who it is after Heaven's a Drag.
We got married in the spring. To prove it, here's my wedding ring. I always think of my blushing groom whenever I see the pansies bloom. Oh no! Say it cannot be. Queer things are happening. A groom should bring his bride some joy. A boy's supposed to be a boy. I told him about the birds and bees, but he still wears those pink shimmies. Oh no! Say it cannot be. Queer things are happening to me. He's never been to Gay Paris, but he is gay as he can be. His friends are sweet, they're the queerest band. They turn my home into a fairyland. Oh no! Oh, what a tragedy. Queer things are happening to me. We went one night to a masquerade, and I dressed up like a parlor maid. Everyone knew it was me right away, but no one knew he was the queen of the May. Oh no! Woodman, spare that tree. Queer things are happening to me. While I was walking down the aisle, his friends all stood around and smiled. I found out why, and it hurts my pride. They knew he liked the best man better than the bride. Oh no! No, it cannot be. Queer things are happening to me. We have decided it cannot be. I'm not for him and he's not for me. He can do what he wants and I'll do what I can, but the both of us have got to get a man.
That, of course, was Ruth Wallace. You probably never heard of her. She was a lounge singer back in the 50s. She recorded tons of songs. She wrote them all herself. She performed them at nightclubs all across America, and they just reissued some of her songs on a CD for the first time. And I have several of her albums, and she's fantastic, as you can tell. It's a wonderful little movie. It's a British comedy, and it kind of has a ghost thing, okay? The drag queen passes away and comes back to haunt her lover until he finally admits that he really did love her, okay? Another video clip we're going to have in just a moment after I read this announcement. Theater on a Shoestring is seeking performers for their upcoming production of The 8 Reindeer Monologues by Jeff Good, seeking actors to portray the following famous and not so famous reindeer: Dasher, Cupid, Hollywood, Blitzen, Comet, Dancer, Donner, and Vixen. Must be at least 25 years of age and not afraid to talk openly about sexual harassment. I don't know anything about that. I wish. No. Must have great comedic timing and as well as the ability to perform a monologue with power and persuasion. Auditions will be held in mid-September. For more information, go to www.theatershoe.com, theatreshoe.com, and click on the audition link. There, and it says, "This ain't your mama's Christmas story." I bet it isn't. So look for that coming up. Now this next clip, American Pie 2 is out now in theaters, but this clip is from the first one. And perhaps you remember this famous scene.
Yeah.
Huh? Jim?
It's not what it looks like.
Well, we'll just tell your mother that we ate it all.
A memorable scene from a very funny movie, American Pie. Now you know why I love those teen comedies. They're so interesting. Anyway, that was a very funny scene, and I can't wait to see the new one. I haven't seen it yet, but there you go. It's out now. And this one's out on video. I'd like to thank all of my guests this evening, both mayors who were here, the mayor of Plattsburgh, Dan Stewart, the mayor of the city of Burlington, the Queen City, Peter Clavelle was here. Also, Tom Crowley from the Pride Vermont Committee. I keep wanting to say it the other way around. The Pride Vermont Committee. We don't want to screw things up.
We have to say Pride Vermont.
I say it's Pride Vermont with Pride Vermont.
There you go. There you go.
Each and every time.
Yeah.
Thank you once again for coming on the show.
Thank you for having us.
As we mentioned, this upcoming event, August 26th, the big Love Boat Cruise.
Sunday night.
Sunday night.
5 to 8.
5 to 8 p.m. Tickets at Peace and Justice and all over town. You'll find the listing somewhere. And my next show will be August 28th. Maybe Yolanda will be here. I don't know. We'll find out, though, so stay tuned. August 28th, 2 weeks, right here. Same drag time, same drag channel. See ya. Mwah.